In the outskirts of a small town there was an old, large, abandoned house. No one had lived there for a long time, and the house, covered by trees, exuded a scary atmosphere. There was a rumor that a deranged killer had once kidnapped and killed children in that house, and the townspeople feared to approach it. One day, out of curiosity, two brothers named John and Billy decided to explore the house. John, the elder brother, led the way while Billy followed behind. As they stepped into the abandoned house, dusty air surrounded them, and the creaky floor echoed beneath their feet. The brothers held their breath as they inspected each room on the first floor. Just as they were about to climb the stairs to the second floor, John sensed something behind him. When he turned around, Billy was gone. Overwhelmed by fear at Billy's sudden disappearance, John fought the urge to run and called out, "Billy, where are you?" But the house remained silent, and Billy did not answer. Despite his fear, John continued to search the entire house, but Billy was nowhere to be found. With tears streaming down his face, John returned home and sought help from his parents. Upon hearing John's story, his father enlisted the help of the townspeople, and together they searched the abandoned house and its surroundings. However, there was no trace of Billy. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. 50 years passed, and John had become an old grandfather. One spring afternoon, John was walking around town with his young grandson Thomas, telling him stories from his childhood. Thomas listened intently to his grandfather's tales, but then said something strange. "Grandpa, do you remember me? I'm Billy, the one you left behind in the old abandoned house." At first, John couldn't understand what he was hearing and thought Thomas was joking. Frowning, he admonished Thomas, "You shouldn't joke about such things." But Thomas insisted, "It's not a joke, brother. After we got separated that day, I was looking for you and ended up at the old well in that house. Suddenly someone pushed me into the well. Brother, I'm still there. I've been waiting for you. Please find me." John was stunned and couldn't hold back his tears. Billy was using Thomas to plead for his rescue. Determined to uncover the truth and fulfill his brother's wish, John decided to return to the abandoned house with his grandson. The property where the house stood was now even more overgrown with trees than it was 50 years ago, and the house itself was barely recognizable. However, the scary atmosphere remained unchanged. John felt as if he was being guided to the old well in the backyard. John peered into the well, but it was deep and dark, and he couldn't see anything. Then he seemed to hear Billy's voice. "Brother, I'm here. It's cold. I don't want to be alone." "Hang on, Billy. I'll save you this time. Let's go home together." "You're not alone anymore," John shouted into the well. In the next moment, he felt a strong push from behind and fell into the well. John heard Thomas whisper, "Children who enter this house can never leave. I only caught Billy 50 years ago. But now you're back, John. I've been waiting too long." The next moment he saw his grandson Thomas jumping into the well, screaming. "No child can leave here," the voice said.